What's up, geometry? Welcome back to geometry. Today we're going to be talking about perpendicular relationships, so make sure you have something to write on and something to write with because we're going to get right into it. Alrighty. So up first, we've got some things that we're defining. So some news you can use. So over here, let's focus in on the perpendicular relationship because we're going to define that. So if something is perpendicular, then that means those two lines or segments intersect and they create 90-degree angles. Okay, so if two things are perpendicular, that means that they are crossing each other and they create 90-degree angles. And over here, we've got an illustration. So anytime you notice that little box right here, that means that those two segments or lines are perpendicular and they create a 90-degree angle. And here's your fun fact. So if I write a statement like this reads segment AB is perpendicular to segment CD. Okay, so that's how you would read that statement. And here's a nice diagram that goes along with that statement. Okay, so if you need to pause this video to take any notes, go ahead because we're going to do an example right now. So let's put this into practice. So here's example 1, and we've got this diagram. Go ahead and copy down that diagram into your notes. So just looking at the diagram, I know that nothing is written on here, but I've got some information that I can pull. I notice that I've got this little box right here in that diagram, and this tells me that this whole angle measures 90 degrees. Because from that little box, I can say that yx is perpendicular. That's what that symbol means. Perpendicular to wx. Okay, so now that I know that that's a right angle, they give me measurements for my two smaller angles. I can set up an equation. So I can add the two smaller angles together. So 7x minus 10 plus 2x plus 1, and I can set them equal to 90 because I know when I do this angle plus this smaller angle, it's going to get me the big angle. Okay, once I set up my equation, I can combine like terms. So I see 7x plus 2x, so 7x plus 2x is 9x. And then I see negative 10 plus 1, so negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9 equals 90. So then I'm going to solve for x by adding 9 to both sides. So I get 9x equals 99, divide both sides by 9. So I get x equals 11. So once I solve for x, I can plug them back in into my expressions to figure out what those two smaller angles measure. So I can go ahead and just plug that in. So that's 2 times 11 plus 1. That's 22 plus 1. So that yellow angle measures 23 degrees. And if I wanted to figure out what that green angle measures, I can also plug in x for there, or I can just do 90 minus 23. And I get that this angle here measures 67. Okay, come back to class because we're going to do some practice together.